Right, 3 tips for salmon fly fishing. Number 1, check your flies. All the time that I'm fishing, actually the majority of the time that I'm fishing, whether it's fishing down a beat after somebody or being in the vicinity of somebody while they're fishing, I see a lot of people don't check their flies. They fish through a beat where there's probably quite a few fish or a few fish, and they don't check their flies. They don't see if the fly is fishing well. So that's my top tip, is every 5 or 6 casts, I do it constantly. Every 5 or 6 casts, bring in the fly, check it and send it back out. At least then by the end of the beat you know that you fished it well. There's nothing worse than getting to the end of a beat and then checking that your fly is all wrapped up or messed up. So that's number 1. Number 2, a lot of people are asking about sink tips. Well, what I do is that on my intermediate or tapered leaders, I use 6 foot minimum tippet. Okay, so they're salmon tapered leaders, so they're 10 foot and they're 24 pound. So I use anything between 10 and 12 pounds fluorocarbon. Now, as I said, it's either 6 foot or 8 foot on an intermediate or tapered leader. Reason being is turnover. Okay, if it's windy, I'll cut back to the 6 foot. If it's not, I'll fish away with an 8. Good presentation. Now, on the above 2 or 3 inches per second, anything beyond that, I have it 3 foot. And I'll fish it deliberately at 3 foot, because if I'm fishing 2 foot or 2 inches per second, I want the fly to be down with the tip. I don't want it to be hovering above it. I want it down. So 3 foot works for me. Now, another tip. If you're using sink tips and you're going to change over to the next one up, which would be a 4 inches per second sink tip, what I would do is I would just change the fly. So I tell everybody that starts fishing or that I've introduced to fishing or that wants to learn to be better at salmon fishing, tie your own flies. Get a fly kit, start and tie your own flies. And that's another tip. Just tie your own flies. Start. There's more joy. I see guys there when they've catching a fish with their own fly. It's an amazing sensation. Something you sat down, tied, end the story. You can't beat it. Now, the third tip, as I said, is that what I do is that if I have a very successful fly, I'll tie it in small size, medium size and a tube, small brass tube, so that when I'm fishing, if I reckon I'm not getting deep enough, I'll take off the fly and put on the little brass tube. That'll get me down about the same as another sink tip. So rather than change the sink tip, change your fly. And if that's not getting it, then go to your extra sink tip, which will be 5 inches or whatever, 4 inches per second. So there's my tips for salmon fly fishing to be successful. Now, if anybody wants more stuff, there's no problem. Comment below and I'll get you more tips. Simple as that. Now, from what I've seen, 90% of the people that watch my videos don't subscribe. So in future I won't be answering questions from anybody that doesn't subscribe. It's only fair. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. I go out, I make these videos. It costs me and I don't make anything from them. Okay, so subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And as I said, enjoy the videos in future. There'll be a few more salmon ones coming up soon. Tight lines. On top of that, anybody who wants an extra bit of information, I'm also on Facebook. So these videos that you'll see on YouTube will be actually on Facebook as well. But there's a write-up, so that tells you how the day went, what technique I was using. So what you don't see on YouTube, you'll see under Mr. Kingfisher 3 on Facebook. And I set up a new channel as well on Instagram, so they'll be all just pictures. There's stuff that you won't see on YouTube that you will see on Facebook. Small short videos on trout fishing, dry fly, all that. So jump over to the Facebook page and join. Simple as. But as I said, thanks for watching. There's my 3 tips. Hope they help you. Bye now.